Tonight on Connecticut's news station, President Biden makes it official. Our state is in a need of emergency assistance, and it can't come soon enough. We have team coverage on this fourth night since the floods did all this.
And among those places especially hit hard this week, Lake Zoar. Look at all that mud and what those floods have done. We'll talk to the folks who own this beloved retreat.
Finally drying out and a taste of fall, but we do eventually have a warm-up on the way. We'll talk timing coming up.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
The word from Washington tonight, we hear you and we're going to help you. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. A federal emergency declaration has been made in response to the flooding in Fairfield, Litchfield, and New Haven counties. Here's the latest tonight.
Now, the president's declaration authorizes Homeland Security and FEMA to coordinate disaster relief efforts, save lives, protect property, and public health and safety.
We've learned a little more tonight about the two women from Oxford who died in the floodwaters, heroic firefighters who tried to save one of them. We'll have that story coming up later in our newscast.
But our team coverage begins with Fox 61's Alexa Farrell in Oxford, where homeowners learned what resources are available in the aftermath of the storm. Alexa.
Sarah and Brent, this meeting was really about neighbors helping neighbors. There were two sheets as you walked in the door this evening. One was for people that wanted to volunteer to help those in need, and the other sheet were for the people that needed the help.
It's been very heartbreaking, and I just really wanted to say thank you.
Many town officials came up to the podium and went over the resources that are available to those that have faced destruction and damage in the past 4 days. Things like free garbage dumping for people that live on roads that are not safe for garbage trucks, and well water testing kits. Officials also went over how the Federal Emergency Management Agency claims will work after President Biden declared a federal emergency in Connecticut for Fairfield, Litchfield, and New Haven counties. Still, though, some residents are frustrated by the town's slow response.
We've just been looking for answers in the town if they're going to supply any material, any resources, or if this bill is all on us and that we have to find equipment and material ourselves, and nobody can give us an answer. All I want are answers. We haven't gotten anything.
Oxford's first selectman, George Temple, says he understands the range of emotions people are feeling.
We understand that. I don't mean to diminish it. It's awful what they went through. And, when you see, your house is your biggest investment. And that's the thing you work for your entire life, and you watch it be taken away by water. It's awful. So, you can't blame God. So George is here.
Yeah, so there were a lot of emotions at this meeting. That resident that we talked to actually said that this meeting was a waste of time. All of the information, though, that was presented this evening is on the Oxford Town website, so you can access everything there in case you weren't able to make it. In Oxford, Alexa Farrell, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Alexa, thank you. Now to another part of southwestern Connecticut, Lake Zoar.
Yeah, it's what many consider an oasis, a reservoir on the Housatonic, just off Route 34 in between Oxford and Stevenson. Fox 61's Jake Garcia shows us the damage there and the efforts by the community to clean it up.
Cleanup continues here at Lake Zoar after this past weekend's historic flooding caused major damage to the lakefront here, causing damage to the marina and causing boats and buildings to capsize and even leaving jet skis stranded.
This is a family business. It's small. We run it ourselves.
For Robert DeFeo and his family, cleaning up has kept them busy around the clock.
And it's just demolished. People's boats are totaled, pushed over in the water. All of our docks where they keep them are destroyed.
Removing debris hasn't been easy, but thanks to the kindness of strangers, it's a community effort to get this lakefront paradise back to the way it was.
Strangers have showed up to help us, which is wonderful. And it's ending up to be more of a pride thing. I have yet to ask anybody for help, and the people that have showed up just to help are incredible.
The community support is keeping them in good spirits.
That support is more than you know for us. It keeps us smiling and from breaking down, cracking jokes is great. all that there is to do now is do it. If you want to show up and move some rocks, lift some sticks, I'll take the hands.
The lakefront swamped with debris that in some cases was carried miles by floodwaters.
So that was free floating downstream at another marina and floated all the way downriver and now sits here in our water.
The high waters even flooding the basement of the beloved Lake Zoar drive-in, causing it to close for a few days until it's safe to open back up to hungry customers.
We parked our cars up there and we kind of walked a little bit through the woods and found our way here, and we saw that it was, fortunately, the restaurant was closed.
As the community continues to clean up, there's still no time frame on when the repairs will be made to the extensive damage done to Route 34 that now spills into Lake Zoar. Reporting in Oxford, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Jake. Owners of a popular wedding venue in Monroe are adding up the damages from Sunday's flooding.
Yeah, all day today, crews have been working on a massive sinkhole that formed at the Waterview. Fox 61's Kaylee Collins spoke with one of the owners tonight.
The town of Monroe, among the many areas in western Connecticut saturated by historic heavy rain on Sunday. Thankfully, no injuries were reported in town, but the flooding led to countless road closures, damaged homes, and created a gaping hole at one wedding venue.
Water was coming out so big, it was like a giant fire hose.
John Royce is a co-owner of the Waterview in Monroe. He explained that the property has a parking lot drainage system that drains water through a singular pipe.
Boxes, concrete boxes, where it dissipates. The force of the water was so strong, it just blew apart the T, and then it started to erode the ground. And so when the water burst the pipes, it just immediately just took out the whole side of the this area here and ended up in the water.
This is what that sinkhole looks like a few days later. Crews have been working to fill it in and expect it to take about 2 to 3 weeks to completely repair it. But unsurprisingly, this did lead to a pretty big change in plans for 2 different families that were hosting events here on Sunday afternoon.
One was a wedding and the other one was a Sweet 16. And so people didn't realize it until the emergency services came here. They weren't really sure if this was going to unstructure, unstable the building itself.
Emergency crews decided to evacuate the building as a precaution, though the town has since cleared the building to resume normal operations.
Well, of course, we wanted to make sure that the property was stable and it was safe for all our clients. Once we found that out, I was very relieved.
There are other outdoor ceremony areas for couples getting married. We're told that the couple whose wedding was evacuated on Sunday is now on their honeymoon and will be getting a full refund from Waterview. The other event has been rescheduled.
So we're just happy nobody got hurt, and if this is the worst that it could be, that is okay with us.
Reporting in Monroe, Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Wow. All right, Kaylee, thank you. Time for another look at the weather now. Our taste of autumn continues tonight, but now that we're cresting hump day and the weekend is coming into view, we're wondering if it'll last until then.
We're wondering if we can keep those windows open. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast. I know my husband's already got them open right now this evening.
It's so funny because, I've been saying keep your windows open, no need for the AC, and I'm sitting in the house today going, our windows aren't open. I'm not taking my own advice. So right out the gate, we're talking about the sleeping forecast. And yes, no AC needed tonight, no AC needed through Friday. By this weekend, it's a bit warmer, and I think some people will be split, but the humidity stays relatively low compared to where we've been lately. So we don't get back to that tropical humidity, and more importantly, we don't get back to tropical downpours anytime soon either. We are dry right into this upcoming weekend. Temperatures right now are in the 50s, right around 60 degrees, and we're looking at overnight lows that'll be on either side of 50. So there is a chance that some of our cooler spots will start in the 40s as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. So it's a beautiful day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine in the morning, turning partly cloudy by afternoon. 76 for New Haven tomorrow. We're looking at highs in the mid 70s for Wallingford, 73 in Ledyard, right around the 70s 70-degree mark in Mansfield and also near 70 in Burlington tomorrow as well. A slow warming trend approaching the weekend, and then we're back in the 80s. We'll take a look. Your full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. New developments now in a heartbreaking story in Milford. A baby found dead in a motel. We're learning police have found the man they were looking for. The body of a 3-month-old child was found in a bathtub inside a room at the Mayflower Motel on Woodmont Road. Police say a member of the cleaning staff made the grim discovery today. First responders did what they could, but the baby was pronounced dead at the hospital. All day, police have been searching for 31-year-old Dale Kirkland. There was a warrant out for his arrest. Well, we're told he was spotted and taken into custody in Bridgeport. Another guest at the motel told Fox 61 he heard noises coming from the room where that baby girl was found.
The room that was in question is literally right behind my room where it took place at. And Sunday until now, we've been hearing nonstop noise in there, from water running in the bathroom all night long, all day long when we were here. At one point in time, it sounded like there was someone back there with a power drill trying to drill out the pipes in the back. It sounded like they were snaking the pipes. The other night, we heard a baby crying for hours. Then the baby stopped, then started crying again. You know, this all could have been prevented if this guy actually opened his mouth and said something.
Details about the investigation are still very limited. There's no confirmation from police on where the child's mother is tonight. Also, no word yet on the criminal charges Kirkland faces. We'll be closely following all developments.
Local election news now. A recount has once again changed the tally of one district's primary votes. A lack of the right ballots printed forced a hand count on election night. Lori Sweet had initially claimed victory in the 91st House District primary. The result was reversed after the hand count, and state-endorsed Jen Pope was declared the winner by 2 votes. But now, after a required state recount in a race that close, Sweet is again the one moving on to the general election. Election workers say they accidentally missed an envelope containing several ballots that were not counted on election night. The Working Family Party is celebrating Sweet's official win now. Of course, Pope could still challenge the results, but no decision has been made on that just yet.